The terrifying secrets of Death Valley. Death Valley, the nation's hottest, driest, and lowest national park, is a place of extremes. Death Valley gives visitors to the park a remarkable contrast of landscapes to explore, ranging from the snow that covers the park's lofty peaks to the beautiful wildflower meadows and tiny oases that offer respite from the heat to the seemingly endless desert plains. Death Valley has been steeped in mystery and terror for ages, but what lurks beneath its sinister surface? In this video, we'll talk about Death Valley's top 10 characteristics, such as its extremely high temperatures, its history of paranormal activity, and its extraordinary animals. Thus, watch the entire film if you dare to delve into the depths of Death Valley. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more videos before we proceed. Click the bell icon to receive notifications of new videos. Have you already done this? Let us start. Number 10. Highest temperatures ever recorded. Death Valley is known for being among the hottest and driest places in North America, which contributes significantly to its fame. And on July 10, 1913, Furnace Creek achieved the highest air temperature ever measured, with a staggering 134 degrees Fahrenheit. The world record temperature is still held by that one. However, several people have questioned the accuracy of this measurement. Since then, particularly in recent years, Death Valley has been producing prospective records for the warmest reliably recorded temperature, as though unfazed and eager to restake its claim as the hottest site on Earth. First, the Death Valley Visitor Center recorded 129.9 degrees Fahrenheit on August 16, 2020. Then, less than a year later, temperatures shockingly hit 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 9. Tsunamis and earthquakes. In Nye County, there's a geological structure called Devil's Hole. Officials separated this solitary cave with its geothermal lagoon from Death Valley National Monument in 1952. They did this to safeguard the region's native pupfish, an extinct fish that is only found there. But aside from the exotic fish, the water there has a peculiar and unusual quality. It turns out that Devil's Hole is an uncommon global indicator of seismic activity. In fact, during powerful earthquakes that have occurred as far away as Chile, Indonesia, and Japan, the water in Devil's Hole has been known to slosh around like water in a bathtub. The shallow shelf, which is so important to pupfish, has been swept clear in some instances by waves splashing as high as 6.5 feet up the walls. In essence, earthquakes anywhere in the world can cause a tsunami in Death Valley. Number 8. Many ghost towns. Numerous mining communities arose in Death Valley during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, many of them following several gold and silver rushes. But only a small portion of these numerous towns that appeared was built to stay. Several of these communities, like Chloride City, were only around for a short while. These towns are now nothing more than remnants, such as tin structures and cement foundations. Panamint City, one of the most infamous of these mining communities, was established by outlaws who abandoned a life of crime after discovering silver in the Panamint Mountains. However, despite Panamint City's rising 2,000-person population in 1874, the silver rush was short-lived and terminated in less than a year. Number 7. Stones that move on their own. The racetrack, a stretch of level desert terrain, one of Death Valley's strangest features, is the playa. That's because it has a lot of big rocks that appear to move independently. The weight of these pebbles, also referred to as sailing stones, ranges from a few ounces to several hundred pounds. The stones leave behind trails, and their positions have been observed to alter, despite no one having personally witnessed them move. Many now feel they do move as a result of this. People were baffled by the mystery of these moving stones for a very long time. But in 2014, a team of scientists used time-lapse photography to record the rocks moving for the first time. Scientists deduced from this that rainfall freezing and clumping behind the stones is the cause of the peculiar movements. This then causes the ice to gently advance the rocks as it is propelled by light winds. Number 6. Lowest elevation in North America. Death Valley boasts the lowest point in North America, as if being the hottest and driest region in the continent wasn't amazing enough. The Badwater Basin contains this lowest point, which is 282 feet below sea level. The basin, which was once home to an old lake, is now covered by salt flats that span more than 200 square miles, creating a weird and surreal scene. A little spring-fed pool and boardwalk can be found despite the lake having vanished long ago. A mule reportedly turned down the opportunity to drink from this pool, which is how the Badwater Basin received its name. Number 5. Named by early pioneers. It may come as no surprise given Death Valley's desolate surroundings that the location bears such a macabre name. but there's also a fascinating name-related mythology that's based on a real-life incident. An adventurous group of pioneers lost their way along the old Spanish Trail in the early 1800s after skipping a more popular route over the Sierra Nevada mountains. The party only managed to survive the horrifying and protracted ordeal that was followed by passing out from dehydration because of snowfall. Amazingly though, the group did manage to survive with just one casualty, in great part because two of its members had prior scouting experience. According to legend, one of the guys turned and reportedly said, "Goodbye, Death Valley," and the phrase has stayed ever since. Number 4. Life in abundance despite extreme landscape. In a hostile environment like Death Valley, you'd assume very little could endure. Death Valley is home to a wide variety of wildlife, including coyotes, roadrunners, bobcats, mountain lions, bighorn sheep, lizards, toads, and even desert tortoises, despite the name of the region. Along with the previously mentioned pupfish and other kinds of beetles and snails, the area is also home to numerous species of birds, bats, and other endemic animals. Sand is present in this hot, desert-like area, yet the dunes only make up a small portion of Death Valley. Surprisingly, there are also rocky valleys, broad meadows, and mountains covered in snow. When the circumstances are right, springtime can bring quite amazing wildflower blooms in some years. The normally dry hills and valleys are transformed by these blossoms into oceans of purple, gold, pink, and white flowers. Number 3. Star Wars images. Although Star Wars is situated in a galaxy far, far away, several of the scenes in the original films were filmed in Death Valley. This is because Death Valley's canyons and dry surroundings made for an incredibly perfect setting to film the sequences that took place on Tatooine, a harsh desert planet that is famously known to fans as being the home of Luke Skywalker. There are sequences from Death Valley in 2 of the original trilogy movies, 1977's Star Wars: A New Hope and 1982's Return of the Jedi. Furthermore, if you look in the right places, you can still find these places today. Since these locations are the closest one can get to being inside the Star Wars universe, many fans have started developing tours and conducting pilgrimages to them. Number 2. Eruption from an ancient volcano. The Ubahibi Crater is a sizable volcanic crater that may have only been created 2,000 years ago. It is 600 feet deep and a half-mile broad. The crater, known to the Tambisha Shoshone Indians as Tempin Atwosha, is a significant cultural site. It's also said to be a beautiful location to visit around sunset when the layers of colorful granite are more obvious. Mar volcanoes produce craters like the Ubahibi. When hot magma enters groundwater, steam and gas explosions cause Mar volcanoes to erupt. Number 1. Scottys Castle. Scottys Castle, a 2-story Spanish villa in Grapevine Canyon, is one of Death Valley National Park's most well-liked attractions. However, despite its name, neither a castle nor a Scotty owns it, despite what the person who gave the location its name may have led you to believe. Albert Johnson, a rich Chicago insurance entrepreneur, constructed the 32,000 square foot structure in 1927. Walter E. Scott, a con artist and hustler who gained notoriety among the locals for his blatant lying and self-promotion, was a buddy of Albert's. Scotty did indeed reside at the castle, but he neither built nor owned it. But Scotty was able to persuade a sizable number of people that he did, so much so that when numerous former victims of Scotty's fraud came wanting to sue for ownership, Johnson had to go to tremendous pains to prove that he and not Scotty owned the property. Due to a flood in 2015 caused by Death Valley receiving a year's worth of rain in a single afternoon, the castle was almost destroyed. The castle is being rebuilt to open it to guests. It is currently held by the National Park Service. That's it for today's video. Please drop a like on this video and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Click the bell icon to receive notifications of new videos. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.